back to my silly little life. Today we are going to Khao Yai on the motorcycle and we stopped for a quick coffee break. Hello. Here's our motorcycle. Here's the 20-year-old motorcycle that we use to go all around Thailand. So fancy. Anyway, that's coffee break time over. Thai coffee roaster and bagel. But they only had sourdough bagels. I don't like sourdough.
So this is our road trip through the beautiful Thai countryside from Bangkok to Khao Yai National Park, which literally translates to Big Mountain National Park. Excellent name, 10 out of 10, no notes. Hope you enjoy the stunning views to the Thai countryside as we make the trek. So to the visitor center from BKK is about 152 kilometers from where we live on the north side of the city, which is about 2.5 hours by car or 3 hours by motorcycle. So obviously, if you're in the center of the city, you're going to want to add more time for distance and mostly for traffic. Now, the cost to fill gas on a car in Thailand is pretty equivalent to the cost in the West. But for our motorcycle, it's only about 100 baht each time, which is about $4 Canadian or $3 USD. And as a tourist in Thailand, you can choose to rent a car or a motorcycle if you have the appropriate license. So the choice is really up to you. You can also take tour buses, which are basically just vans, from Bangkok. A day trip will cost you between 2,000 baht, which is 85 Canadian or 60 USD, to 5,000 baht, which is 220 Canadian or 160 USD. And each option seems to be slightly different, so make sure you do your research about what you want to see and how much time you want to spend in the park before you book. Also, make sure you are only booking through a registered and well-reviewed tour guide service for safety and to avoid scams. I would suggest using sites like TripAdvisor and making sure the company has been around for a few years and has many reviews. Or you can check out suggestions on Reddit, which is usually my go-to for real, unfiltered opinions and experiences. And keep in mind, those costs are usually for a group of up to 3 people. Now, as you can see, we have entered Khao Yai National Park, which actually spans 4 provinces in Thailand: Saraburi, Nakhon Ratchasima, Prachinburi, and Nakhon Nayok, and a distance of over 2,200 square kilometers. It's also the first national park in Thailand, established in 1962, and it's home to wild elephants. So if you are super lucky, you might actually get to see some, but don't hold your breath, they're very elusive creatures. So the cost to enter the park is only 40 baht for Thai people, but 400 baht for us Farang, which means foreigners, which is about $17 Canadian or $13 USD. Now, the Khao Yai website shows the standard cost of entry for foreigners as 200 baht, except when using 2 particular entrances where it becomes 400 baht. However, according to my partner, Khao Yai only has those 2 entrances, and there are no other secret hidden entrances that we can find because there's literally only one road north to south through the park. So please, someone shed some light on this and explain because we are very confused. So we entered from the south side, which means the trek to the visitor center from the entrance was a good jaunt. We did stop at the visitor center for coffee and tried to get food, but we unfortunately arrived too late in the day and there were no food options. However, the cafe was still open for a drink and small snacks. Now, obviously, we made some mistakes here, like leaving Bangkok too late in the day and also not eating along the way, thinking we would be able to easily get food in the park. So we arrived exhausted and starving. So maybe keep that in mind and make sure to pack at least some snacks with you when you go, just in case you wind up like us and are not able to easily find food inside the park.
Okay, we've made it into Khao Yai. Barely. He thinks the motorcycle can't really handle this. I think we're at the main area. This seems to be the visitor's center. And he said there's like an easy little hike we can do from here. So we're gonna stop and get food, check out this little hike, and then decide where we are staying. Right? Okay, so this side is just a cafe, but they did have chicken curry puffs, which is probably going to be too spicy for me to eat, but we're going to give it a try. And then find real food, I hope. Right? Then real food. Okay.
Now, of course, we had to have a bit of a wander around the gift shop because who doesn't love a gift shop? Also, this one was awesome with so much stuff. Thank goodness it can't all fit in our motorcycle, or else I would have left a lot poorer. I did pick up some magnets, and then we went off to check out the visitor center. The visitor center was actually really nice with a ton of information, but at the same time, a very confusing place. I have no idea why, but it had a huge section dedicated to what appears to be an entirely different park in South Korea. All in all, very strange. Also home to some of the worst taxidermy I have ever seen in my life, which was definitely a treat.
So, I'm not sure about this tiger. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh my god. Oh, this is terrible. Oh no. Oh, buddy. Who did they pay to do this? Oh, a muntjac deer. Yeah, that's definitely what they look like. Oh, what the fuck? Bro, what happened to you?
And their English translations were often just a bit off.
Oh, who was your English translator here?
I'm not sure I understand this visitor center, and I don't think it's just an English issue. I don't know why they're suddenly Korean. I guess this is a kids area. Don't know where the Smoky Mountain Park is. Cool. Also some bad taxidermy. Cool. So this is the entrance to the short free hike around the visitor center, which at least we did have time to do. It does cross 2 suspension bridges and actually gets quite near a waterfall on the other side. Sadly, you can only hear it and not see much due to it facing the other way. It's definitely much less of a proper hike and more of an easy walking trail. Unfortunately, it was absolutely full of mosquitoes, and I didn't think to spray up since it was still daytime, and usually in Thailand, I find days safe and then they swarm you at night. But granted, I haven't spent a lot of time actually in the jungle. So my dumb mistake, and I honestly should have thought of it first, but if there's one thing I'm excellent at, it's forgetting to do things. So I basically did have to jog out of the back half of the hike to escape them, because they really do love me and the feeling is not mutual. Near the end though, I did slow down to get some clips of this really crazy sound I kept hearing, which I assumed to be some type of insect. Now here we're at the other end of the hike with the second suspension bridge, which is the one near the waterfall. So I did slow down here to try and get some clips of the waterfall sound, as well as that weird bug again. And to be fair, I'm not actually sure this is a proper waterfall. It just kind of sounded like one.
Unfortunately, I had to actually run out of the jungle because full of mosquitoes. Still daytime, so wasn't expecting to deal with them. Because usually daytime in Thailand, you can go out, you'll be fine. As soon as the sun goes down, that's when they come out.
So Khao Yai National Park actually only has 7 total trails, which seems like not many at all until you realize there's only one road through the park and it cuts north to south the short way across it, so it kind of makes more sense. These shorter trails are free, but the long ones you must pay for a guide. I cannot find the exact cost online, but I know it's not cheap, and I'm seeing ranges of anywhere from 500 baht, which is 22 Canadian or 16 USD, to 2,000 baht, which is 85 Canadian or 63 USD, which is about 2/3 the rent for an apartment in Bangkok, just to put it in perspective. Keep in mind the cost for things in Thailand can vary dramatically based on the season. Now check out this viewpoint. Wow, I love this spot. I would love to come back here and have a coffee while just enjoying the view, as there was actually a coffee shop here just on the other side of the road. Did you see the monkeys on the road just before this? There's also a sneaky tree monkey coming up. Make sure to check the official Khao Yai website before you enter the park for the trails that are open at the time you want to go. And then once you enter, register at the visitor center for your chosen trail, as some of these hikes can be a half to a full day and they are very easy to get lost and turned around in. I mean, this is the jungle after all. So a guide is a necessity for safety, and at the visitor center is where you will book your guide. After the hike, we were utterly exhausted from the motorcycle ride there and lack of food. Shocking, a 20-year-old motorcycle isn't that comfortable. So we thought maybe we would stay in the park instead of coming back the next day. Because we arrived so late and the cost to enter was so high, it felt like we kind of wasted the money. So we did check out the lodgings available, and well, I'm not sure they're bad, but I'm a bit of a princess and they didn't really look good. It looked like a lot of camping and some cabins that were very no frills. So we did decide to stay at a hotel outside the park and just relax. The motorcycle was struggling with the hills anyway, so we didn't want to push our luck going in and out. So we ended up going to a hotel I had looked up in the area, Bella Villa Resort, because it looked like a relaxing spot to have a romantic getaway and just enjoy hotel life. It's just outside the park on the north, which is a much steeper route in and out, so if you are on an old motorcycle, maybe don't take this way. But it's not far at all, so definitely a great area to stay in if you're looking for nicer accommodations and more food options. Checking into the hotel was interesting because the price I saw online was much cheaper than the price at the hotel, and they had closed online bookings due to it being a holiday. This is very strange for Thailand because 99% of the time, the price if you walk in at a hotel will be a lot cheaper than what it says online, like 50% cheaper. But we were so exhausted and the grounds were amazing, plus they had rooms with huge soaker bathtubs, so we just decided to stay anyway.
Look at this bathroom. It was a little bit more expensive than it showed online. They actually shut the online bookings because it turns out it's Mother's Day and we didn't realize that. So here we are traveling to
a holiday destination on a fucking holiday. So unfortunately, we've spent about $100 more for 2 nights in this room than we wanted to, but wow, I think this is worth it.
Oh, you're awake. So the total cost for 2 nights, including breakfast, was about 6,500 baht, 282 Canadian or 204 USD, which for Thailand is actually very expensive, but for my Canadian ass, still seemed like a really good deal for such a gorgeous location, where we proceeded to just enjoy a quiet, chill time relaxing with mountain views. Perfect vacation to me. After that, it was just the drive back to Bangkok, this time around the north side of the park, which was mostly main highways but still extremely scenic. On the way home, we actually stopped by a famous Thai farm, which was a really weird and interesting experience. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video. So next time we make the journey to Khao Yai, we will definitely arrive earlier so we can go to a waterfall. I really want to see Khao Narok waterfall, which my boyfriend has informed me means Hell's Abyss, because it is actually a known elephant graveyard. Sadly, rather than a chosen resting place for these animals, this is due to it being exceptionally dangerous and located in an area of wild elephants' permanent foraging grounds. On August 2nd, 1992, an entire family of 8 elephants was lost when they fell tragically to their deaths. And on the 5th of October 2019, another 11 elephants sadly suffered the same fate. This is due to the waterfall having an extremely strong current, while also being the tallest in Khao Yai at 150 meters. Swimming there is obviously forbidden. Well, that's it for our little adventure today. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to see more of life in Thailand as well as other travel videos. And as always, stay safe, have fun, and go have an adventure. Bye!